Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball, a big week of ball. A couple new powers emerge. Is the Juan Soto stuff over? The Angels are hot? Let's talk ball. Reed Detmers.
Any hitter at Sutter Field, homer.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball, presented to you by SeatGeek. My name is Jake Storielli. That is Trevor Plouffe. Rob Scirocco is producing, and we are producing, driving in runs all day. You guys have a special one. We are recording late night on the East Coast. Trev's missing family stuff. I think me and Rob are on hour 15 of work today, and we do it because we love the people, we love baseball, and that's why we're about to yuck it hard tonight. Coach Trev, how are you?
I am so curious to see how this show is going to go because I know where your head's at. I kind of know where my head's at. And one of two things could happen, Jake. This show could blow up and end us as a show for good, or we're going to put together a banger. And guess what? It's probably going to be the latter, if I'm being honest here.
You think this has the 1% chance we just both break down?
Yes, it does. I mean, I'm wearing a shirt. You can see right through it, Jake. That's where my head's at right now.
I like that a lot. You might hear some beautiful sounds of New York behind me. I'm in the apartment. I busted out the tie-dye. Aaron Boone made fun of me for wearing it a few times. I stopped wearing it. I got soft on myself. I might crack a beer, Coach Trev. But I'm excited to talk ball with my buddy and my guy. Because, man, there's a couple funky things in the standings, and I think you're going to be bringing the standings to us. A couple of teams that went north and south of that 500 border, which is a dangerous game. Couple big sweep weeks that I want to get into. Anything else we need to do before we do it, baby?
No, let's get right into it, Pop. You know how to do it.
It's Thursday night, so let's talk some National League baseball. And how about two of the powers out west? The Dodgers and the Diamondbacks played the same series the Diamondbacks play every week. They come out, they look fantastic in game one. Gurriel goes yard, Moreno, Perdomo, Fott shoves. They win 9-5 over the Dodgers. They're getting hot. The Dodgers are getting cold. Extra innings. It looks like they're going to win it. They survived Yamamoto. The Dodgers come back and get it done. And then Teoscar gets grouchy on Corbin Burns. Somehow the Snakes blow a lead. The Dodgers come back. That's been the story of the season. The Cincinnati Reds, we want to get hot to trot on you. 5-game win streak. Lodolo's a stud. And here we go. This is why I don't believe. They lose 1-0 to the Pirates and then 3-1 to lose the series to Pittsburgh. Get Andrew Heaney on a contender. Two frustrating teams, if we're being honest. The Milwaukee Brewers, scary game one. The Brewers, everyone might have had to run polls after the game if they lost this one. They end up coming through late after blowing the lead. And then are we getting hot? We win game two. We go to extras. The Orioles blow it open. Big Jackson Holiday hit to get him there. Brewers, they win a series, and maybe they'll start doing more of that. Hey, we got a fun one between the Tigers and the St. Louis Cardinals. We advertised this one for you, and it started spicy. Pedro Pajes. Haven't seen me and him in the same room. He hits a big homer in that first game. The Cardinals offense against this Tigers pitching, 11-4, but there's a reason the Tigers do what they do. Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter in that second game, and they make winning plays to get the 5-4 win. They win on the final day, and you know Javi Baez was involved along with the kids. The Phillies, they 4-game sweep the Rockies, and that's obvious, Pop. Luzardo shoved. Chris Sanchez, a quality start. Ranger Suarez shoved. Everybody hit. This is maybe the best team versus the worst team. Go Phillies, go. The Royals and Giants. Ooh, I could watch these two play ball every day. Chris Bubich and Robbie Ray. My testosterone just shot up. The Royals took the bread games. They won that first game. They outdueled them. Vinny P with a fist pump going around the bases. And you're going to hear about Salvador Perez because he might have the biggest bird song in the league. Royals take 2 out of 3. The Cubbies take 2 out of 3 from the Marlins. Surprised it wasn't a sweep, but how about a little fight from the fish in game 1? The Jesus Sanchez walk-off. Otherwise, Tyone was nails. Kyle Tucker is awesome. And hey, how about Matt Shaw, the kid, back for them, contributing? And then Braves, Washington. I wish I could talk about you more. Nats took game 1. Spencer Strider is back. They're playing game 2 as we record this. And you know who else is coming back? Ronnie Acuna Jr. So that's probably the bigger news. And that's what happened in the National League.
You're the best, Pop. Way to go. Way to kill it.
Legolas
Giants Royals got you fired up, huh?
What's that?
Giants Royals got you fired up.
It does, man. Nice uniforms, like a good brand of baseball. Yes.
Okay. We'll talk about the 15 World Series when we get to that set there. I have the standings though.
Yeah.
Do you need them, Pop?
Every day.
Out east, you mentioned the Phillies, man. 31-18. They got a 1.5 game lead over those Mets who are 30-20. The Atlanta Braves, who are going to get Acuna back. He got pulled from the game today. Get him to Atlanta, please. 24-24 for them after that abysmal start. They're still in the mix, Jakey boy. The Nationals 22-27. The Marlins 19-29. Then we go to the Central where the Cubs are a nice round number here, Jake. 30-23 games above the Brewers, the Reds. No, the Cardinals, who are 27-23. Cincinnati sits at 25-26. Milwaukee, a half game behind that, 24-26. And the Pirates, 17-33. Then out west, the Dodgers on top of the division, 31-19. 2 games above the Giants, who are 29-21. Padres, 27-20. They've been playing bad baseball as of late. And then your Snakes, 26-24. And then the Rockies. I laugh every time I see their record, Jake. It's 8-41. Are you shitting me? Those are the standings in the National League.
8-41?
Dude, they're putting up like all these stats, like worst start in the first 50 games, and every other team was from the 1800s, Jake. You don't want that. You don't want that.
That is dark. Thank you for the standings, Trev. It was all brought to you by Shady Rays. After the darkness comes the dawn. And when the dawn comes, you're going to need your Shady Rays. It's going to be bright. Summer is coming. Big Memorial Day weekend. And Shady Rays, they have premium polarized shades that won't break the bank. They're an awesome company. They've been with us for a long time now. They've got a lost or broken replacement guarantee. So if you don't love your shades, exchange for a new pair worry-free within 30 days. And right now, they've got their best deal of the season going. ShadyRays.com. Code TALKIN. 35% off your next pair of polarized sunglasses. That's code TALKIN at ShadyRays.com. Go click around. They have so many sunglasses. They've been a big part of our blitzball battle, everything we do in the warehouse. Thank you to Shady Rays. Trev, let's start as we chew through this with the West Coast powers. The power is power with the Dodgers. And, man, they had a skid, 4-game losing streak in the pitching. Jack Dreyer and Landon Knack, I hope they have fantastic careers, but they're not 2 of the guys why we thought the Dodgers might be a super team this year. And, man, in just the most Diamondbacks fashion, except Yamamoto. I mean, what that guy is doing this year and how confident and easy it looks, he is truly special. But Corbin Carroll, we're hitting homers off of Tanner Scott, and we're about to win this thing, and they don't. They end up blowing it in extra innings. They lose the final game. And all of a sudden, this series that if they win that extra innings game, they've got Corbin Burns on the mound. Maybe they're about to get hot and the Dodgers are about to have an L6. Instead, the Dodgers win the series.
That's kind of what's been going on for both of these teams. You mentioned Arizona and kind of the style of baseball they've been playing. They have 15 blown leads like late in the game. So they lead the league in that. The Dodgers lead the league, Jake, in late inning comebacks, 18 comeback wins for the Dodgers. So like this series is almost like a simulation series. You're right. Game one, does Gabriel Moreno just love hitting against the Dodgers? Is it Dodger Stadium? Whatever it is, he just feels really comfortable. Some big swings there. Game two was the walk-off. And our guy, Dalton Feely, noted Snakes fan, one of the most famous Snakes fans there is. Yeah. He predicted that Corbin Carroll would take Tanner Scott up top. So Tanner Scott gives the game tying homer up, and then he gives the go-ahead homer up. But then again, yeah, the Dodgers are able to come back. They walk Shohei and Freddie in the 10th to set up bases loaded for Will Smith, which, look, I get. Pick your poison. Like, what are you going to do? Will Smith Shelby Miller ends up hitting him with a splitter to tie the game, and then all Max Muncy has to do is put the ball in the air to score the winning run. He ends up getting the walk-off sac fly. He's actually looked better at the plate. And yeah, the Dodgers end up taking the series, and you're right. It feels that way for the Snakes, Jake. Like they could be where the Dodgers are at with their record if, I guess we'd say that for a lot of teams, if the bullpen held up, if they didn't have these crazy blown leads. It feels like, I don't know, like they have to get out of this funk eventually. They can't keep using their bullpen the way they're using their bullpen, or else it's going to be a long year, and we expect a ton out of this team.
Teoscar on my Corbin Carroll and Shohei kind of lead the way. Teoscar might be the number one right-handed hitter that sometimes it doesn't look like he gets it, and it just goes. Like the Corbin one he hit today, for a lot of guys, I would assume that's like a fly ball to center, and it went at Dodger Stadium. Yeah, man, I don't know what to tell you. Like, there's so much on this page that would tell me the Diamondbacks won the series. Corbin Burns retired his first 11 batters of the game. Carroll gets Scott. I don't know. I don't know when it's going to happen. If it does, it's going to be a beautiful thing because everything would tell you it's going to happen for them. And meanwhile, the Dodgers. Hey, I've got a baseball kind of virgin question for you.
Okay.
You say all Max Muncy has to do is hit the sac fly. Is it a little easier than a normal at bat or no?
I think at that point when you are tied, the pressure is really off of you. Tied, bases loaded. Like if you're one out and you have to tie the game and you're down a run, I think the pressure's a little bit more there to get the job done. But worst case scenario, you play another extra inning game, and it's really just kind of gravy at that point. But for a guy like Muncy, yeah, I mean, he's got some swing and miss, especially early on in the season. But again, I think the pressure's off in that situation.
Trev, the rest of these National League games, I guess there's, again, Phillies fans, let's give them love quick, Trev, because we're not Phillies Rockies. I'm sorry, but what had to happen happened. I guess it's just a continuation of the conversation. Was that a cool sentence? The Phillies are 32-18. They've got the best record in the NL.
Phillies have an interesting situation going on because, look, Aaron Nola hasn't been, he's been a shell of himself. We have the ankle injuries on the IL, all that stuff. But they have so much starting pitching. Yeah. And they have their like upper echelon prospects are all starting pitchers as well. So I'm curious to see how that all goes with them. But yeah, I mean, this is what you expect out of the Rockies going into Colorado. I'm sorry. Like Phillies just swept. Alec Bohm is getting it going, kind of challenged him. He's at that point in his career where he has to figure things out if he wants to, land a big payday. If he wants to continue to be on this team, he's got to get it going. He did that a little bit this series, but this is good team versus bad team.
Excited for my Yanks to visit the Rockies this Memorial Day weekend. Trev, some more of the good baseball. The Tigers-Cardinals series. I think I labeled this the barbecue series or some Detroit-style pizza. While you're watching,
that's Detroit-style pizza versus St. Louis ribs. That doesn't make sense.
It wasn't great. It never is. And man, I got a little excited. The Tigers had some, the Tigers have beat up on a lot of bad teams. Their record against teams under 500 is very impressive. where on the other side, against the better teams, it hasn't been that great. And the Cardinals come out, punch him in the teeth that first game. Sonny Gray, ace adjacent. The hitting does what Cardinals hitting has been doing for a little bit now. On the other side of it, it's kind of, I mean, a la Dodgers and Snakes. Here's Detroit winning another series and doing it in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, the Cardinals more so the Cardinals fans got really cocky after that first game, putting up all those runs. Hey, this is the best team in the league right now, record-wise, and look what we've done to them. Look what we're doing, how we're playing. And yeah, Sonny Gray shove. That was great for him. Got real cocky, and then like you mentioned, Tigers on just winning the series. Eric Fedde had a nice scoreless inning streak snapped. It's Riley Green doing it. It's Kerry Carpenter welcoming with a home run. They actually get up 4-0 off Fedde, and then the Cardinals, did a good job getting to Scoobs. They had a real good chance in the 6th inning, bases loaded for your guy Pedro Pajes, but Hannafy got him the ground out with bases loaded in the 6th, and then Riley Green 1-2 curveball off of Leahy. Scored McKinstry to be the deciding factor there. And then the Tigers came out and did it against Palante, and you know what they can do pitching wise. So, kind of a wake up call for the Cardinals. Hey, if you want to be in this thing, you guys are playing good baseball. Here's the Tigers. This is, they are a top 3 team in baseball right now. So a little bit of a litmus test for them. I do want to shout out a few Cardinals fans who kind of got on us a little bit. On our social media page, we talk about, trading Arenado. Was that ever going to happen? Sonny Gray. And he brought up that all these guys had no trade clauses and they don't want to be traded, whether that's for their family and they just don't want to move during the season, or whether that's they want to be part of the Cardinals organization and they like where they're at. I think that's actually a really good point. They can't trade these guys unless they want to be gone. And if they're playing baseball like this, they won't.
It's true. I think Nolan openly admitted that there were some teams he'd be into. Sonny's an interesting one, man, because that, in a way,
he ain't going anywhere. I'm telling you
right?
that right now, because he's got a family and doesn't want to do it unless something crazy happened.
Right. And and if that happens, then
it's life.
Then something. Okay. Tell me more about life.
Life is a beautiful thing. And sometimes it feels like it's going real slow, but in reality, it's speeding past you. The days are long, but the years are short, Jake. Have you seen all this AI prompt video stuff on the internet now?
Oh, boy.
Don't look up the prompt theory. Don't do it because it freaks me out, dude. Don't do it.
Okay. Well, in lighter news, I mentioned in this life where you can do whatever you want, I'd love to watch some more Royals, San Francisco Giants baseball. Again, I'll tell you what, I know there's a lot of heartstrings to Vinny Pasquantino in this show. When he hit his homer and he gave out a real roar rounding first base, going to that part of the ballpark in San Francisco, not easy. And I don't know, for the big silly Paisan, he doesn't normally let out that kind of growl. Man, Mike Yastrzemski could go on the underrated baseball player list. Did you know he's been a 2+ WAR player every year he's been in the league? There's something to be said about that.
That's really good,
right?
It's good.
There's something to be said. Even the 2020 season, I think he finished 8th in MVP. He went nuts in the 50 games he played.
Love that.
I've got a little more on Salvi later. I've always had a crush on Robbie Ray. Bubic is playing out of his mind. The nice double play by Bobby Witt and Franco to get out of it. I guess what do you have on this?
Yeah, they're just good overall baseball. I think you mentioned it. Sometimes we're going to see some struggling from the San Francisco Giants offense, especially against left-handers. Giants fans, what the hell is going on? If you could leave a comment, they can't win against lefties. I don't really understand it. It's not like they have just a bunch of lefty bats in their lineup, right? They have some of their prominent players are right-handed bats. So tell me what's going on there. Bubic versus Ray, really fun first game. There's a boob joke in there, Booby Ray and Bubic. There's something there.
Oh.
I thought you were going to hit it and you didn't.
Oh,
you were just enamored with the rematch of the 2015 World Series for some reason. Shout out Hayden Birdsong coming in, getting his first start and doing well. He replaced Hicks. Hicks went to the bullpen. He had a nice outing, but then all of a sudden Justin Verlander's hurt. So do you just put Jordan Hicks right back into the rotation? Is it their prospect? Was it Wisenhunt? Is he going to come up and do it? Is it going to be Harrison? Like who? I'm curious to see who it's going to be. But yeah, I agree. Nice brand of baseball. And yeah, I can't wait to hear what you have to say later about Sal Perez.
Yeah, every player that comes on and does whatever they do on the field, like I'm just about it. Like Patrick Bailey's defense, I'm about that.
Dude, he can throw the ball. There's no doubt about that.
Like he got Bobby Witt. That's
185 pop time.
that's a special thing. Carlos Estevez it looks like he has two backs on his back.
Okay.
He's a big boy. Trev, the rest of these NL series, I'll be honest, they don't get me super spiced. If you want to talk about the Pirates taking 2 out of 3, or Milwaukee, I'll let you.
Pirates take 2 out of 3. I don't think that it's been 23 games now since they've scored more than 4 runs or more. They end up winning this series. I'm going to talk about the Reds a little bit more later on in the show and kind of like what the heck I'm thinking. You're right. Get Heaney on a contender for sure. 2 teams. Yeah, you want the Reds to take the next step. I don't know what that's going to take. Offensively, they have to get it going. There's just guys who are just completely underperforming, and I don't know if they have anybody in the organization that's going to come up and do anything. Obviously, Will Benson has had a nice little run here, but they need some help offensively. Their pitching staff is awesome. Bullpen and starting pitching included, and the Pirates are kind of a lost cause, man. We don't know what the heck they're going to do. They have a chance, Jake. I was talking to Chris Rose about this. They have a chance. Jared Jones now, I think he's going to have TJ, which sucks. But before that, you could say Mitch Keller, Jared Jones, Paul Skeens, Bubba Chandler, Bailey Falter. Like that's a hell of a 5-man rotation. That's leaving out our guy Heaney's had a nice year. So like they have that, and then we know about their offensive struggles. I don't know, man. That one, good on the Pirates, I guess.
Yeah.
Other series, Cubs had a chance to sweep the Marlins. I was watching that first game, and the Marlins, they're a team that fights, man. Jesus Sanchez, I think, hit a leadoff homer, and then he also had the walk-off triple at the end of the game. Cubs bullpen is faltering for sure. They didn't need him really. Game 2, 14-1, they win. But in that game, it was Palencia, I believe is his name. He's got some good stuff, but just I think there was a walk and left some stuff over the plate. And again, you have to give credit to Miami, who I feel like they might have the most walk-offs in baseball. Robbie, will you check that? I feel like they do. They had a lot early on,
Maybe,
if I remember correctly.
How about the most walk-offs per win? And hey, I just, say something nice about the Marlins. You just oozed over Pittsburgh's pitching. We destroy the Rockies at any chance we get. The Marlins are putting a respectable franchise on the field for not being respectable. So I don't. Say something nice about the Marlins this month.
Okay, yeah, I mean they have some fun players. But it's a young squad. Like they're getting reps.
Trev, I think you got it. The Marlins lead baseball with the most walk-off wins, 5 walk-offs. Wow.
I know ball.
You're that guy.
I know ball.
God.
That's all I really got. Look, the Brewers taking 2 out of 3. That's good because they need to go because, as you mentioned, Pat Murphy might kill somebody. Cedric Mullins hitting that 3-run homer. After that, Koenig threw a ball away, and it just looked like he was gonna kill somebody. So they ended up winning the first 2 games. Could have won all 3, but the Orioles end up coming back. Adley Rutschman, I talked about him with Rosie a little bit. Obviously we know his struggles. He's got the homer, 3 runs driven in the last game. So I said this because this is true, and I read this somewhere, then I went and looked it up. Like the peripherals, like the expected stats are like actually okay. They're in line with what he's done in his good years, but he just doesn't have the results. But then someone commented to me, his at-bats stink. So like it's like the eye test and what the data is telling us is completely different. I'm curious to hear what Orioles fans really think. It doesn't, to me, when I watch him hit, it doesn't look like aggressive. And he's never had like elite bat speed, and he's never really had like elite exit velo, but it looks passive to me.
Yeah, I think the only other thing we mentioned it, the Braves and Nats are playing right now. Hey, if the Nats win tonight, it's 5 in a row for the Nats. Go Nats, go. They're also calling up maybe the next future stud, Robert Hassel Trace the
No, he
third.
got his first hit today. First pitch.
So hey, Nationals, the Nationals hype train for next year kind of continues to roll on. Where the Braves, they're still waiting to fully click, and it might be this weekend with Ronald Acuna Jr. coming back. So we will see you guys there. Let's hop over to the American League because I think there is just a little more sauce in the pan for a couple of these series.
Let's go, baby.
Sauce in the pan. The Red Sox, kid. Again, there's a lot of teams imitating who they've been this season. The Red Sox, they win a huge series, man. 3-1. They get the most runs off of Senga this year, which is 3, which that's insane, to win that first game. Walker Buehler in the ejection game, we talked about that a little bit. The Red Sox win that game 2-0. Did you know how good Carlos Narvaez is playing this year? So let's sweep. Let's get over 500. They lose that final game. Lindor and Brett Beatty. Is he happening? Mets salvage the set. Red Sox win the series against a good team. Your Rays, Trev, they win a series in Tampa, which they haven't been doing a lot of that. Colton Gordon, excuse me, and Brandon Walter for Houston both give them some nice efforts. Houston won that first game, but the Rays, they take the final two, including back-to-back homers by the Lowe and Lau brothers, Josh and Brandon. Let's see what it can mean for Tampa. I don't know. Trev, I'll let you talk Guards and Twins because I'm confused. We're playing, it's raining, it's canceled. The game's moving to the end of the year. I'm a little lost. I just know I like seeing Carlos Santana in this series, and that's what this was. The Carlos Santana Bowl. Also, dude, Cody Clemens is a stud. I'm going to let the coach talk all about it. What happened is the Twins won one, the Guardians won another. The hottest team in baseball, the Los Angeles Angels. Swilly signing with John Boy Media, did that change something? I don't know. I don't know if it changed Nolan Shanuel. Trying my best with that one. I don't know if it changed Yon Moncada or Taylor Ward, Logan O'Happy, Zach Neto. A couple of those guys are going nuts. Comeback wins. The boys are absolutely bopping in Anna Slime. We'll talk about them a little bit. They're up to 7 in a row. The Yankees sweep. I know you guys don't want me to talk about them, but I don't know what to tell you anymore. They're playing really good baseball. I think they've 11 of their last 14 games. And the Texas Rangers, unfortunately, have a bad case of the can't hits. Tough to watch. A couple bad at-bats. At least Texas Ranger fans got to watch a Martian landing as Jason Dominguez gets his first career walk-off homer. Is there something happening in the Great North? The Toronto Blue Jays sweep the Padres. And man, Vladdy's hitting homers. Santander's hitting homers for the boys. A final 7-6 win in 11 innings to get the sweep. And Nathan Lucas, your guy, with the walk-off. The energy feels like it shifted a little, and same for San Diego. Yo, remember when they were on top of our power rankings? Seattle Mariners take 2 out of 3 from the White Sox, and a little bit in dramatic fashion, Leody Taveras, his first homer as a Mariner, helped save them from losing the final game. White Sox won a 1-0 shutout in the middle. Luis Castillo's sinker is still running. Yikes. That's what happened in the American League. I hope Trev's got the standings.
Way to go, Pop. Of course I have the standings. And the American League has the most sauce in the pan, like you said. I'll start out east with your Yanks. I got them at 29-19. Is that right?
Sounds pretty good to me.
Sometimes I think these aren't updated.
30-19. They won
Yep,
today.
okay, I'm going to a different spot for my standings because we're filming this at an odd time. Here we go. Out east, the Yankees 30-19, 5 games above the suddenly above 500 Toronto Blue Jays 25-24. They've been teetering on that line for quite some time. The Boston Red Sox, same thing, 25-26 for them. Tampa Bay, 23-26, and then Baltimore, 16-32. That's actually shocking to see. If I'm being honest here, let's go to the Central.
Yeah.
The Tigers, 33-18, 5 games above both my Twins and Chris Rose's Guardians. They're both 27-22. 5 games above the Royals, who are 28-23, and then the White Sox, 15-35. Then out west, the Mariners, a 3.5 game lead over Houston. The Mariners are 28-20, Houston 25-24, Texas 25-26. The Angels, after this surge, 1 game under 5 at 24-25, and the Athletics 22-29. They're on an L9, Jake, and those are the standings in the American League.
Thank you, Coach. And those standings were brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook. People, baseball is rolling. It's almost Memorial Day. And every day shapes the path towards October. And hey, you can get in on the action. If you think you know the path, get in on the action with the DraftKings Sportsbook. Right now, new customers who use code JMBaseball can bet just $5. And if your bet wins, you'll score $300 in bonus bets. From walk-off homers to no-hitters in the making, you don't want to miss a pitch. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers, use promo code JAMBASEBALL. Bet just $5 on any wager and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. That's promo code JAMBASEBALL only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Trev, I'm gonna Chris Rose you a little bit. And you know I don't want to do that on a Thursday night. Me and Noodle sweating our dicks off in the apartment right now. What's up with the Juan Soto stuff? Like, do we need to turn on the screws more or less?
I do think like there's something going on, maybe like behind the scenes that we don't know about, because the energy's off. We could talk about. I thought Chris Rose kind of had a really good take on the series against the Yankees, where it felt like he said too cool for school. And what I got from that was he was trying to not let it affect him so much that's how it came off. So I kind of gave him a pass for that, because I'm like, dude, put yourself in his shoes, man. Like, it's a weird situation. Yeah, you're happy, you got all this money, but like going into Yankee Stadium where 50,000 people are going to hate your freaking guts. It's a weird thing to think about. Okay. He's still a human, right? So I gave him a pass for that. But then weird stuff like taking 7 pitches in a row, striking out twice, not running out of the box. He's getting the pass from Carlos Mendoza on that. It seems weird because, he'll go through those spurts, then he'll steal a few bags during the game. So like, it's just, it doesn't look right now.
The crochet thing, I want to zoom in on that. If people don't know, he, struck out looking his first 2 at bats, didn't take the lumber off his shoulder. And hey, man, it's Garrett Crochet. If any other hitter did this, we'd be like, yep, that's the bad man on the mound. Because it's Juan Soto and everything that's going on, we zoom in a little bit. Like, is that bizarre or not? Like, I don't know.
It is bizarre,
Okay.
Like, it's not an easy at bat, obviously. Lefty versus Crochet, but we're talking about one of the best hitters, we've seen in quite some time. At first, I was like, oh, maybe he's just going to set him up for later in the year, but they don't play again this year. So, like, there's none of that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It really does seem interesting to me. And I sent you guys, I don't want to blow it up, but I sent you his brother liking an Instagram post about Juan having some struggles. What does that mean? Maybe it was a misclick, bro. You never know. So I don't want to blow him up, but maybe there's some stuff going on behind the scenes, but that's neither here nor there, Jay, because this one is about the Boston Red Sox, I guess. This is a team I had in the World Series, Jake.
Yeah.
And they haven't had a winning season since 2021. Fact check me. I think I looked that up last episode. Never more than 3 games over 500 on the season. The last time they were over 500, 3 games over was April 29th. They were 17-14. They've also never been more than 3 games under 500. That was March 31st. They were 1-4. This has just been like a middle of the road team. Sometimes the offense shows up and it looks awesome and they have all these different ways to beat you, speed, power, all that stuff. Sometimes they're non-existent. We know about the pitching staff. Just been tough for them. But this is a team, I don't know what to make of them. I think right now, if I'm being brutally honest, they don't look like a playoff team. They don't look like a team that can make it to the World Series. They have to do something about the pitching. They have to do something to get fired up. I will say this too, man, I'm kind of on one on this series because there were some interesting things that happened. We have the Buehler rejection.
Yep.
And we got Francisco Lindor saying, throw him out, which I thought was kind of funny. Then you go back and like there's some like old stuff between those two. And then the next day, Alex Cora is like, hey, I went to dinner with or breakfast with Lindor. We were laughing about that. Boston Red Sox fans don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. If we're being honest, I understand it. But like, I think I'm mad at Alex Cora. Like he gets this pass like he's this baseball whisperer. And again, I'm pretty sure they haven't had a winning season since 2021. So what the fuck? What are we doing here? And me, I think managers don't affect the game as much as we think they do. But this guy gets the pass all the time. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it's Jake's rule of sports. Winning literally does cure everything. And the thing with Cora was they were always winning. Hasn't been that way. And that's, with the Devers drama and everything else, you're right. Something feels different. And man,
let me just go through this. I'm sorry. 81 and 81 last year, 78 and 84 in 2023, 78 and 84 in 2022, 92 and 70, finished second in the AL East in 2021. But we're meant to believe that this guy's like the savior.
Right. There was a while where Yankee fans clamored for Alex Cora, and we're like, that's what we want. We want the tough guy. We don't want the California nice guy in Boone. And yeah, the Red Sox and Cora since 2021. That's a lot of baseball games.
It's a lot of freaking baseball. And they're lucky to win this series. The Mets hitting has just gone completely away. Besides the last game, they get 10 hits in that game. But heading into the last game, Jake, during May, they hit 211, or they've hit 211 with runners on, 183 with runners in scoring position. And they've lost first place in their division.
Well, let me slightly pivot on you. And I don't have to do a lot of Yankees talk, folks. The proof's in the pudding. Go listen to Talkin' Yanks. The Yanks are playing fun baseball, and they're pitching a lot ever since Will Warren figured it out and Cookie Carrasco left the rotation. They're hitting a lot. The Yanks are doing a lot of good stuff. I guess for me, Trev, and I like putting on my East Coast hat when it happens. I like, you represent the Central and the West Coast, which is nice for you. I represent the East Coast and the Rockies, which is bullshit. But I guess for me, Trev, I don't want to believe the AL East is as mid as it is. So, like, are the Blue Jays coming? Because they just kind of put on a show this week, and I kind of want to believe in something.
Is that all our Yankees talk? You're not going to talk about them anymore?
If you'd like to say something, I've
the only thing I will say, and I'm happy for you, this is a great series for them. Rangers, obviously need to figure it out offensively. Game 2, the belly homer in the 7th, Judge a 2-strike, 1-2 count, 2 out. Excuse me, a 2-strike, 2 out RBI single, and then the Martian walk-off. That was a 2-0 hanging breaking ball that he just crushed. I thought that was really cool because you're seeing them get close, tie the game, win the game. That's nice for them. They've surprised me for sure. Blue Jays, I like that you brought that up. Schneider has said after the game today, they're playing their best baseball of the year. The best baseball that they can. They're finally at 500. And they caught San Diego at the right time during this series, man. It's gone so bad. They were 0 for 38 with runners in scoring position before Luis Arraez got a base hit in extra innings in the last game. 0 for the last 38. That hurts. 3-0 in the first game, 14-0 in the second game. And the Blue Jays bullpen has been awesome.
Yeah.
As of late. They've done a really, really good job. They found a couple of young lefties who they really like. This guy named Fluharty, which
Yeah.
is always a little weird because I'm like thinking of my friend Jack Flaherty, but Fluharty, he's got this like cutter, this slider, everything moving away from lefties into righties. Schneider did a really good job of like getting to that lane that San Diego gave him today. It was um, Jackson Merrill, Gavin Sheets, and another lefty. I forget who it was, but set it up perfectly, and he goes and gets the job done there. Rodriguez has looked really good for the Jays bullpen. Obviously, Sheets gets to Hoffman there in the ninth, but just a really, really nice series for the Blue Jays, and they've had a few guys kind of step it up. Lucas has been really good. Addison Barger's hit the ball really hard. I kind of like watching him play third base for them. So like they're looking good. Back to 500. I don't know. Like I'm cautiously optimistic about the Blue Jays right now.
Dalton Varsho is back in patrolling for them. Bo Bichette's numbers are kind of back in Bo Bichette land. And Vladdy, it feels like he's doing a little bit of what he did last year, a little bit of a slow start. The power swing's coming. They got nothing from Santander for a bit there. So, almost every time he runs into one, the boys are hyped for him. And Bassett's had an incredible season. Gossman, a little up and down, but good. Hey, if you're going to mention lefties in the bullpen, Brendan Little has been one of the best in the game. And every year around this time, I love doing a little search around the league because there's one or two guys on every team that it's like, wait, who's this and what are they doing? And yeah, I'm working on a bullpen theory that's like, dude, if your bullpen really goes on a stretch where those guys are nails, that means you're holding on to wins, and that means you're chasing down wins, and that's it sounds dumb and obvious. I get caught up in the starting pitching. So does baseball. When a bullpen really congeals, like that word, Stanford boy, like it changes the whole feel of the team. And that's hey, I not to get too far away from this, the Texas Rangers who aren't hitting right now. I think the worst combo in baseball right now is if you're not hitting and your bullpen's not good, because that's just constant fear. And that's what the Texas Rangers have.
I think it's bullpen no matter what, because even if you're not hitting, like your pitching can keep you in a game, but those games where you blow leads is just really, really tough. So yeah, shout out. I mean, the Jays bullpen got taxed early on in the season, so like they had like a little bit of misstep there, but as they've, kind of not had to throw as much, they've been much better. They found like they found like what works from them. On the other side, the San Diego offense has just been so bad. Talked about it a little bit. Tatis, to me, he's had a very so-so May. He looks like he's searching for something. Like, there was that thing, he dropped his leg kick. Now he's getting his front foot down early. Then it was like a mixture of both. Right now, it seems to me like he's just getting exposed on the outside part of the plate, and he's in between pitches. Like his swing decision is coming so late. Like it's like he's not ready to swing until he's letting the ball travel almost too much. So like there's something going on there. I don't know if he's nursing something or what, but it doesn't look as explosive as it should be. Front hip's a little out. He's really, really wide open right now and kind of like not getting back to neutral. And sometimes that works. When you're feeling good, you can do a lot of different shit with your swing. But right now he's not feeling good and the mechanics are just a little off for me. So they got to figure something out. More San Diego Padres later in the show. How about that? Screw you, Ryan Cohen.
Okay. L6 for the Padres. Big weekend series with Atlanta. Both of those teams really need one.
Isn't that a Morgan Wallen song?
I think so. I think so. He's got a new album.
How do you feel? Are you a Morgan Wallen guy?
I'm gonna go political on you on this one. Like, obviously, a couple of his songs, if they come on, I'm gonna bop. There's some people that aren't about him, and I kind of get it. That I'm neutral. I'm Sweden or Switzerland or whatever. Like,
okay,
if you want to like him, cool. If you don't want to, if you do want to not like him, knock yourself out. I don't care.
Too many songs. That's what I'll say. It's too many songs.
No way it was our last night. Like, it's a bop. Trev, I do want to do a little bit of let's give the Angels their flowers. The Angels are the
Yeah.
hottest teams in baseball. They got comeback wins. We're hitting. We're not honestly, we're not pitching a ton, but we're hitting a ton. And maybe it's that ballpark, or maybe there's a lot of guys we've liked in this lineup for a while, and they're healthy. And dude, Neto and Ohapi, like if you're doing the best catchers and shortstops, those guys better be up there on the list.
We just did this. Me and Chris Rose. We said, where does Ohapi go in a catcher draft? We're like, okay, pretty high. Then you start looking around the league. There's some freaking good catchers right now.
There are.
He's probably like 10th.
Hey,
for being honest.
Hey, you want to do, we're supposed to do more clickbait and clips, all that. If I told you rest of the year, you get Logan Ohapi or Adley Rushman, who are you taking?
Ohapi. Defensive, I don't get, like, catcher's defensive metrics are weird to me. He's graded out very, very poorly, but he's crushing the ball. But like I said, there's a ton of good catchers and some young guys too. Ivan Herrera, you mentioned.
Yeah.
There's just a bunch of guys. Happy for the Angels. Is it a Swilly thing? Is it a Sutter Park thing?
Right.
I need someone to go back and look at my theory of just bet the over anytime the A's are at home and you're going to win money. It's got to be hitting at like an 85% clip, maybe even higher than that. So someone, if you could do the math or just go back and check, I'd really, really appreciate it. All the talk about the Angels hitting, Yoel Moncada, your guy, say Sean Ewell again. Look, yes, they're doing it. There's been some turnaround. Taylor Ward, he took like they're emphasizing, this is such a Ron Washington thing. They're emphasizing more like live batting practice and stuff, which usually guys like grown at like fuck more at bats. But he's like, let's go do it. He did that, and he's been raking ever since. And he said he really just thought about anchoring his back foot to the ground. So that will give you a little bit more recognition phase. And then if you have it cocked, you can fire it. So like, yeah, look out. That's exactly what it looks like right now. He's kind of like, he's back there. He's not like falling backwards, but he's so anchored there that he's seeing the ball, he's giving himself a little bit more time. And he's got freaking pop, dude. Like, we've seen this guy go off before. He looks great. I do want to give a shout out. So we're talking about this park and we're talking about the Angels offense, and rightfully so. They put up 31 runs in 4 games. Nice. Quick math right there, by the way.
Nice.
Their bullpen, Jake. First game, 3 innings pitched, no runs. Second game, 3 1/3 innings pitched, 1 run. Third game, 5 innings pitched, 1 run. Last game, 4 1/3 innings, no earned runs. That comes out to 5 2/3 innings pitched with only 2 earned runs during the series. So, like, hey, offense, sweet. Bullpen, what's up? Showing you guys love.
Man, we
Zephyr
talk about
John, what's up?
Yeah, Ryan Zephyr John. Don't miss him. We talk about, I always love daydreaming about clubhouse dynamics or a good flight or a bad flight and all that. The Halos bullpen, we got the old bull Hector Neris is floating around out there. Kenley, like, waiting for his Hall of Fame plaque. Reed Detmer's just begging to be traded. Like,
no.
Reed Detmer's saying, please trade me to the New York Mets so I can win
somebody, because I think I'm good, but I'm not good.
Hey, go Halos, go. They host Miami. Why not get to 10, babe? Enjoy it. Trev, what do I need to know anything about this Guardians Twins Rain Festival?
They split 2 games. Guardians almost did the Guardians thing. They came back, scored some runs. Bo Naylor off of our guy Duran tied the game. But Cody Clemens, we've had Twins have had a bunch of guys injured. Buck's been gone. Carlos Correa, I believe, is about to be. He's coming back from the concussion IL. Matt Wallner's on his way back too. So, like, it's starting to look better. Royce Lewis has looked good, but Cody Clemens has had some really, really big hits for this Twins team as they've played a lot better ball. Starting pitching still really good, but I mean they're a good team, Jake. They're a good team. I'm not going to say they're a great team just yet. I want to see them all at full strength. Give me the freaking Moose back in the lineup, dude. I want to see them. But yeah, I mean, they split 2 games. They're going to play the last game, or the game that they got rained out, September 20th. It's the last home series for the Twins. So like obviously huge playoff. What word am I looking for?
Implications.
Implications. You're crushing it today with your
Yeah.
wordplay. Good for you. That's all you need to know. I don't know. There's nothing really to it.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the Carlos Santana part of it. Homers in both.
Yeah, he crushed those balls too. Like those weren't just cheapies.
Just keep getting 12 mil a year and run it back, big fella.
I told you what his wife said. They pay, we play.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
I've heard that before. Astros, Rays. Now, Mariners fans, stay tuned.
I want to talk Astros Rays real quick.
Please, I'm good on it.
Okay. Game 1, the Astros win 4-3. It was interesting to me.
The end of that game was crazy.
First of all, Jose Altuve played 2 games at second base here. He DH'd the last game. Like, are we doing it? He made a nice play at the end of the game at second base. Caught a fly ball, not in left field, but at second base. Taylor Walls with Chandler was Chandler Simpson on third base? I believe he was. Yes. Taylor Walls versus Josh Hader. He tries to bunt him home with 1 out and pops it up.
Tough.
You know, Hader's kind of got that life on his heater. I think you take the chance there and try to swing the bat. Maybe that's just like, hey, the result is making me feel a certain way. If he gets the bunt down, obviously nobody's going to throw Simpson out. If he gets the ball on the ground whatsoever, he's going to score and they tie the game up. So maybe it was the right thought, but it just kind of looks bad. Thought that was.
I'm glad you brought it up, Trev. I was watching that live too, and it was wild. And it, again, like you got Taylor Walls, who defensively is grading out as the best shortstop, and boy, does it pass the eye test. That fella is electric. Like the fact that he can't hit at an OPS plus of 85 is brutal, because otherwise he could be a borderline all-star shortstop. That's how special he is out there. So they try to, because you've got the fastest man in baseball. If you put it down at all, he scores.
He got on third base, catcher's interference, and then, or how did he get? He got on. I think did he pinch run? I don't know what happened, but he stole third, obviously, and like he just like his speed is so game changing that I think it makes guys think of stuff like this. Taylor Walls is like, dude, let me just like bunt it, just get it on the ground any way I can because he's going to score. Like, I think it might change the way that they go about playing a little bit. But that was interesting to me.
Well, I think, and maybe the other side, like, hey, maybe it was the right move, because on deck, and it becomes the final out, is Ben Rortvedt, the very light-hitting lefty catcher. So, like, maybe if those are the Rays' options, maybe Taylor Walls getting a bunt down was the best option. He couldn't do it against the bad man.
Ends up having the walk-off sac fly the next night. That was interesting. Him and Aranda come up big. I loved watching Aranda swing right now. Chaz McCormick, though, on that sac fly, it wasn't very deep. He doesn't have a great arm.
Yeah.
But he just did not get a good job like getting behind the ball. It was high and it wasn't deep. So I'm like, dude, like you gotta get there, like move your feet. Maybe that's just the coach in me coming out right now. But he did not do it. And they end up scoring there, and Tampa takes 2 or 3, man.
Trev, we can't do it on the Thursday night wonky app, but some of the basic defense, like a sac fly can be an out very easily if you stay 2 steps back. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Mariners fans, tune in for a little bit. You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Men's Warehouse.
Yeah, I mean, they're not a partner, but everyone knows. I love an iconic marketing line. Like, why do we know that? Just it's been on TV a ton, and they just hammered it the right way, and it's kind of nice. I guarantee it.
I mean, I feel like everybody has rented a tux from them at some point. If you're of a certain age,
that I'm not ready to buy, but I need.
Tux is the freaking wedding. I'll just call it a scam.
Yeah,
weddings are scams, bro.
A little bit.
I'm sorry. If you haven't been married before, just wait.
All right, bring us the standouts, Bob.
It's time for Standout Performances.
Standout Performances.
This guy stood out for Trev.
Say what?
Trev?
I'm still not sure how I feel about that, if we're being completely honest. I'm going to give some love to Cincinnati starting pitcher Nick Lodolo. On Monday, he goes 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 7 Ks. Yeah, it's against the Pirates. I understand that. But the Reds pitching staff has been like really, really good. And I actually messed this up earlier in the show. I'm an honest guy. I was talking about the Phillies, but I was using this as my example. I said the Phillies, all their top prospects are pitchers, which they do have Andrew Painter waiting in the wings. I meant to say that for the Reds.
Oh,
Okay. Because their rotation has been very, very good. And you can go up and down the line. Hunter Green's about to come back, I believe, from the groin. He's got a 2.36. Nick Martinez, a 3.43. Lodolo, a 3.22. Andrew Abbott's been the best of all of them with a 1.8. So the starting pitching has got it done. They're 5th in WHIP, 9th in ERA. The bullpen 6th in WHIP. So you like what they're doing. It's just been the offense. Some of these guys we expect so much more out of the Reds, man. Like we really do. Like Matt McClain, 595 OPS. Spencer Steer, 615 OPS. You can go up and down line. Candelario, I know he's on the IL. He had a 410 OPS. Like those are the guys they're banking on. So the offense hasn't been there. Even our guy, Ellie De La Cruz, 721 OPS. Like he's got to be better. So my thought process is the Reds, all their top prospects. It's Chase Petty. It is who are the other guys? I have it up right here. Rhett Lauder and Chase Burns. Chase Petty's been up this year to not great results, but they have these 3 guys who are very close to the big leagues. Like, is there any thought of trading the guys in the rotation or trading these guys to go out and get some hitters? Like, where are we at with that? Reds fans, you let me know. I know that the owner doesn't want to spend money, but this is a way to get good players without spending money. Prospect capital. I'm curious to see what people think about that. Is it could be, hey, Lodolo, see you later. Or it could be one of these guys. Where are they freaking at with this? Because what they're doing isn't working.
right.
Terry Francona can't save the day because it's not about the managers unless it's Alex Cora. When I get really mad at him. What do you do?
Yeah. When I fell in love with this Reds team, it was because their hitting was so special. There was so many guys in the lineup. It blows my mind that they can pitch like this, and their hitting is where it's at. So I don't know. And yeah, they could be an interesting dude. We keep daydreaming of what the trade deadline is going to evolve into. Like if the Reds aren't out of it, which maybe they will be, and that'll change the answer. But like Brady Singer, Nick Martinez, those are options. If they wanted to go nuclear and trade one of those, like, dude, if
Lodolo has 2 years after this, he would bring back some players.
I mean, hey, ring, Baltimore.
No, Baltimore's dead. Their phone's cut off in Baltimore.
They don't want to be the next 2 years. Give me 2 position players that you can't squeeze into your lineup. Like, let's figure something out here. That just probably
you can package 2 of those guys together.
Throw in Adley. Maybe I'm a little too hostile.
Nick Martinez is a free agent after this year.
Right.
Okay. Throw him and I mean, Reds fans, maybe they don't want to trade Lodolo, whatever it is, but you throw him in as well. Those 2 guys to a contending team. I mean, you're going to get something back.
Whoa. Congrats to Nick Lodolo for standing out. He's got some stats that you can put him up with elite all-time, like lefty starting pitching, getting their career off the ground. I think Passan did an article a couple weeks ago that was the next $100 million contracts in baseball. Lodolo's on that list. Like you got a left arm like that and you can pitch like he can in that hitter's ballpark. Okay. Trev, good standout. I didn't know where to go. I've been doing too many pitchers. And Bassett was staring at me. He's awesome when he's on. I decided to go with not only big game, but also historic. And you helped talk me into it. because this team's been on your mind a lot. They've been on your mind a lot the last 10 years. It's going to Big Salvi. The big man hopped over to first base the other day. He went 3 for 5, double, homer, 2 ribs, and a run scored. He also, you and me, I'll be honest with the people, we had a giggle fest before this because, the Royals, we talked about it this weekend. They had the championship team in town. There's Hosmer, there's Moose. Oh, can you believe it? Like, we got a reunion. Okay, cut to Salvi. He's in the dugout in his gear with the tattoo on his bicep about the World Series. And then we were laughing because it's like, all right, guys, this was fun. I'm getting on the plane. I got to play ball. And with that, what Salvador Perez did was he became 5th place all time in home runs against American League catchers. And whenever the list has 2 guys nicknamed Pudge, that does something for me. It's Fisk, it's Yogi, it's Pudge, my Pudge, Ivan Rodriguez, and Lance Parrish. I guess people don't talk about him enough.
He's the first Pudge.
Yeah. That Salvi's just historic. We've said the statue guy things for years just because he's that good and he's larger than life. He's like a special all-time baseball player, and it feels like he's not slowing down. Like, I know the stats are obviously not that year Salvi was chasing 50 homers. He's had a rough season so far, but I'm not going to bet against this guy. He ended up with a 786 OPS last year. I hope this sparks him because I need more of the big man.
There's a chance, Jake. I mean, he's 5 behind Ivan Rodriguez, 13 behind Lance Parrish. So it could go in the American League catchers all time. Carlton Fisk, Yogi Berra, Sal Perez. A very good chance that's going to happen. And then he's only 21. Well, he can pass, George Brett this year to be the Royals all-time leader in homers too. Like, he is a statue guy. And I hate to do this to Kansas City because they do, when their team is good, man, it's a great crowd.
Yeah.
Awesome crowd. Like if Sal played for the Yankees, like, what are we talking about with this guy? Like, I think he'd be a superstar. Like his demeanor, like the smile, all those things, like the accolades that he already has. How many times has he been an all-star? Like 10. He's one of the good ones, man. I like him a lot. So I'm glad you gave him the award. And I didn't know like he was like doing this. I know he hits homers, but to be on a list like that is pretty cool.
Yeah, and I don't want to do this because I just started it. When you do split, when you put a caveat, a slight caveat in baseball, it does open up the board just a little bit more. Like the fact it's American League catchers, which again, I'm not trying to knock the accomplishment, but there's, takes the NL out of it for a little bit. I was blown away. And again, I'm saying this in a complimentary way. CC Sabathia, when he got 3,000 strikeouts, I want to say he was the 3rd or 4th lefty ever. So again, that caveat is lefty, but who gives a crap? That's insane. That's insane.
CC's legacy is tarnished though because he was sitting courtside at that horrible Knicks loss. So he's bad luck for New York. Apparently, it's tough. Sorry,
careful with that.
I'm just kidding. I want to be in your crew. I did see him and I was like, damn, that's badass,
dude. Same exact thought process. Like the fact that the Knicks get CC as their like courtside asset is like such a win.
It's a big guy in a little seat though. Like those seats are small. I've sat courtside before one time. Thank you, Nez, my agent. I saw Kobe play. It was awesome.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
It was freaking awesome. Played against the Rockets. I saw James Harden. I saw him. Big guy in a little seat though.
Yeah, but he's CC, bro. Like, CC makes everything work. Trev, again, there was a handful of pitchers. It feels like Lindor, Seiya Suzuki, and Riley Green could be picked every week. I'm hoping we're about to hear them on In Fuego.
Dirt nasties on Fuego. That means I'm on fire, baby. Like Waco.
And Fuego is brought to you by Corona, the official cerveza of Talkin' Baseball.
I love starting off here, Pop. We're starting off with our guy Isaac Paredes, who went 5 for 12 during the series, 3 Jimmy Jacks, 4 runs driven in. His 2.2 F4 is the second highest among Major League Baseball third basemen, behind only, of course, Alex Bregman, who is a 2.4. So he's filled in admirably for the aforementioned Bregman. Kyle Tucker was in a little bit of a slump there for a while. That Abraham Lincoln motherfucker was not hitting, but the series he turned around 6 for 12, 2 homers, couple runs driven in, couple stolen bases, kind of more of what you expect out of that guy. Speaking of the Marlins, and Jesus Sanchez, man, 4 for 11 in the series. I mentioned it in passing, but we'll go over it again. First major leaguer with a leadoff homer and a walk-off RBI in the same game since Alex Gordon, June 26, 2013. He also became the first player in franchise history to hit a leadoff homer on a 3-0 pitch. Love that from the leadoff hitter. I don't need to get on base. I'm trying to hit homers here, coach. I'm swinging. Trey Turner went 7 for 18, 2 doubles.
Okay, Trey.
A triple, a homer, 3 runs driven. Hey, he's had a nice little season. Love me some Trey Turner. My doppelganger, people are saying, no one says that. Taylor Ward for the week, 13 for 30, 4 doubles, a triple and 4 homers, 12 runs driven in, man. He's just, we talked about him, so I don't have to go in too much. 17 runs driven in his last 10 games. That's the most in Major League Baseball. Little mechanical adjustment, little old school, get out there and get on the field and hit. Boy, Ron Washington. Another Angel, though. Logan O'Hoppe, 10 for 28, 5 homers, 11 runs driven in. He had 4 in the series against the A's. Looks good on the field. Looks good off the field, too, Jake. Very handsome. Bryce Harper. He plays first base for the Phillies. Have you heard of him? I think you have. 14 for 28, 4 doubles, 5 runs driven in, a homer. 2 stolen bases to boot. He had a 223 average in the month of April. He's batting 333 in May, my friend Jake. I'm going to give you a little something here, though. This is for you because you said, I'm an East Coast guy and the Rockies guy. It sucks. But you have Ezekiel Tovar, man. 12 for 28, a double, a triple, 2 home runs, and 5 runs driven in during the week. And then you mentioned Cody Clemens. Yes, that's Roger's son. Yes. 9 for 22, 409 average, 3 doubles, a triple, home run. They seem to all be big hits, too. Shout out Cody with the K, baby. Let's get into some pitchers now. Pitchers who shoved a little bit. Bailey Falter, he went 7 innings pitched, no earned runs on Tuesday. Adrian Hauser, starting for the White Sox now. He went 6 innings pitched with no earned runs. He threw 6 innings, those 6 scoreless innings just hours after signing to the White Sox. He signed a 1-year, $135 million contract. He got his pen out, he signed the contract, and he went out and shoved against, I believe that was the Mariners. He shoved against Will Warren, 5 2/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, no earned runs. He struck out 10 people. That's a career high for him. Dustin May on Wednesday, he went 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 8 Ks. He's allowed a slugging percentage, Jake, of just 0.77 on elevated heaters this year. That's the best amongst Major League Baseball starting pitchers. And Gavin Williams, another one of these guys. So I'm like, you're just like really, really good. And sometimes you just can't throw strikes or locate. So like figure it out, big guy. You're a big leaguer. 6 innings pitched, only 1 earned run, 6 Ks against my Twins. Left-handers are hitting just 0.74 against him in his last 3 starts. That's the best over Major League Baseball in that span, Jake. And those are the people who are in Fuego or the pitchers who shoved.
Again, that in Fuego is brought to you by Corona. The best part about baseball, it's kicking back, having a Corona, enjoying the ride together. Maybe skip out on work on a Friday. Go to the game. Go to a playoff game. Feel what it really feels like when your team is catching fire and having their run to the promised land. For baseball folks like us, there's nothing better than sharing a Corona and enjoying the unpredictable moments with friends. So turn the cheap seats into your own private island with some ice cold Coronas, the official cerveza of Major League Baseball. Crack open a Corona, squeeze in a lime, and enjoy America's favorite pastime with Mexico's favorite present time. Get yours at ordercorona.com. 21 plus, enjoy responsibly. Corona Extra Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. All right, we got to pick him up to put him down sometime. And I think, Trev, Rob teased me with this before you hopped on. I think he made another sound effect for the struggle bus crew.
Hey man, you've been struggling lately. It's time to pick it up.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's
I
go.
like this. This is not batters who are struggling. It's motivation mindset by the boys at Talking Baseball.
Yes, we're lighting the spark. Gabriel Arias for Cleveland, the middle infielder, a 4 for 37, 31% of swings on pitches on the strike zone this month. He has missed on. That's the highest in the AL. Hey, man, this next group are guys that went nuts in April, and just the baseball gods are undefeated, Trev. You know better than anyone. Jorge Polanco was hitting at a Aaron Judge type level. He's starting to hammer the ball into the ground, 64% this month. So he's still hitting it. He's just got to get it up. He'll be fine. Come on, Polo. The polar bear, Pete Alonso. 19 strikeouts and 51 plate appearances over the last 14 days. That's the second highest in the NL. He's just struggling with the heater right now. That means his timing's off. I know. You know. We're hitters. Pete the Meat will be back. Adolis Garcia, not one of the hot in April guys, but just struggling right now. 8 for 48, chasing 67% of pitches out of the zone with 2 strikes. Bad formula. Bad formula. I will tell you, El Bombi made a catch in right field.
Yes, he did.
That looked like third down and like DK Metcalf making a play. There's not a lot of ball players built like him.
Did DJ hit that?
It might have been DJ. I'm blanking, but I mean, seeing that kind of muscle fly through the air was kind of sick. The last guy on the April crew, Carson Kelly. I mean, it had to slow down because it couldn't pick up. 5 for 31, a 161 batting average, 133 versus relief pitchers over the last 14 days. So, hey, hopefully that sparks all those guys. I'm going to feed Trev a little simulation topic before I go into the injuries because we're going to heal all these guys. Know what I love about sports? There's no true glitches. Like, there's no guy that hits 600, and it's just like, oh, yeah, he does that. Like, there's no sports really has that. Anyways, in the IL, going on the IL, Reese Olson for Detroit. God, he's been good. Finger inflammation. They're hoping it's a minimum stint. Okay. JT Ginn for the Athletics. A's are hoping he returns in June with a right quad. Porter Hodge, that Cubs bullpen, we've been worried. That doesn't help. Chris Martin, same with Texas. Colin Holderman. Dylan Cruz for Washington, left oblique. Send the DM, Trev. You're the guy. Justin Verlander, pectoral soreness. Okay. We're just going to give him a break. I respect that. Chase Dollander, just trying to speed up his service time and get out of town, if we're being honest. No, right forearm tightness.
I don't like right forearm tightness.
Nobody does. And by the way, the update that I think was before Dalton updated the notes, Ronel Blanco getting a second check for right forearm tightness. So let's get everyone.
You get every time you go on the road, your right forearm gets real tight.
What was that? Huh? Yeah. Yeah. All right, we're there. Hey, this is who's coming back from the IL. Teoscar's back, and he's hitting nukes to center field off one of the best pitchers in the game. Casey Schmidt and Austin Slater. God, those guys are Giants player generator, even though Austin's in Chicago now. Spencer Strider's back. Walker Buehler's back. Ian Happ is back. Let's go. George Kirby in the beautiful Pacific Northwest is twirling the pill.
He's about to start the game right now.
Andrew Kittredge, Gibbo in the bullpen, Lane Thomas, Jake Rogers. Trev, for the love of everything holy, can we start everyone's weekend?
Awards!
You have the honors.
Didn't Casey Schmidt have like some crazy like month or something? Good for him. Okay. This is an interesting one to me because every once in a while something will happen on the baseball field that I haven't seen before. And I'm like, oh shit, that just kind of like makes sense. And coming up through pro ball, you get to meet a bunch of great baseball minds. I got a couple that come to mind for me, as a player. Here is an interesting one. Think about this. Chew on this one a little bit, Jake. Tom Kelly, who is like old school manager, talk about simulation. Like he is the prototypical old school manager. Fundamentals, dude. Like we used to do this thing called Good Morning America, where he would literally roll the ground ball to us. He'd get within 7 feet of us. Every single infielder would go to their position, and he'd come around, and he would roll the ground ball to us. It was psycho.
Awesome.
It was scary because if you messed up, he'd let you know. He had this thought process of when you're running on first base and the ball, if the guy was holding you on, the ball's hit behind you, no matter if it's in the air or line drive or not, he said, always run to second base. Don't ever try to stop and go back. He's like, you're going to be out. So you might as well try to get as far off as you want.
Yeah.
And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. The more I thought about it, I'm like, oh, it does make a lot of sense. Like either he's going to catch it and he's on the base, or it's going to get by him and you want to have the best jump possible. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. When we started doing the first and third bunt, I thought that made a lot of sense. A lot of people had done that before. Then all of a sudden it was Joe Madden really kind of started that up. It's really very hard to defend that play. I saw another thing happen. It was actually today, Thursday, and it was Jake Cronenworth of the San Diego Padres. He was playing second base, and there was a guy on first base, right-hander up, so he had the base. For a stolen base, he had to cover the bag. And Robbie has the picture up right now. He's just staring at the guy at first base, Jake. And he's set up towards him. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. And on the broadcast, Buck Martinez was talking about it. He said he's been doing that all series. And it's really just what it looks like. He's getting a look to see if the guy is going to steal. And that way he's not late to the bag. He's able to just see it. And typically, all you're taught to do is just kind of like look at him with your peripheral. But like there are times where like, hey, maybe he like has a delay steal, or maybe you just don't see it right away. Then you're late to the bag and you don't have a chance to throw the guy out. He's taken all of that out of the equation, just literally staring there. And because you're allowed to have pitch comm for infielders, he doesn't have to look in at the sign or anything. So he is just locked in. He knows what pitch is coming, and he's just locked in on the guy at first base. Never really seen that in all my years. I haven't seen anybody do that, but it makes sense. And I guarantee, guess what? A lot of other teams are going to start to do that. So if you see it happen with your team, I think Jake Cronenworth did it first. So there's my awards. Sometimes you just see stuff like, what the heck is that? But oh yeah, that makes sense.
Trev, this one has me in a whirlwind. Cause if I saw, okay, I'm picturing like tuning into the Little League World Series in August, and okay, here's the kid from Brentonville, Tennessee, and he does this at second base, and your guy Carl Ravitch is talking about it, and we're like, yeah, I don't, kind of weird, but he loves it, and it's just like, okay. That I'm just trying to put in my head, like, is this great? Like,
it does look a little leaguey to me, no doubt.
Like, can he just turn his head and then his body is still positioned in the position you're supposed to be? I don't know. I'm a little thrown off. I get my computer isn't fully computing, which it never is, but I don't know. I'm interested.
I'm actually really excited because I start my broadcasting next week. So I'll go, I'm meeting the Twins in Seattle, and every time I get down there, they have a new GM now. He was the assistant GM last year. I just talk baseball with him, Jay-Z. And I'm going to ask him about this and see, like, what is this, like something that happened, whatever it is. The one that I want to give you let you do your award, but the one thing that's kind of happened in baseball that I'm like still not on board with, that's new, is the running through the bag on a force at second base. I don't like it because I think it's dangerous.
I thought they banned it. I thought they
I saw it happen this year.
I know some guys have still done it. I thought it was supposed to be an auto like out if you do that.
I hope they do because it doesn't make any like I get what they're trying to say. Like it's going to be like you're going to get there faster on the force out. I understand that. So you're trying to beat it so the run can score or whatever. But like guys they're just not used to doing that. So you're going to alter your body to go through it. There's going to be a guy on the base. You're only going to get a little bit of the base to step on. It just seems really dangerous to me.
It just takes one person having a bad time. Yeah, I think they changed the rule before this season, but you're right. People are still doing
They're
it.
still doing okay. So they did change the rule. We probably talked about that on the show early in the season, but I've seen it happen a couple times.
Yeah, I think what it is because to enforce that rule, they need to beat it out. So I think guys are still doing it. No one's just beat it out yet, which again, I don't really know what to do with that.
Maybe they've the ones I've seen. I'm trying to think of exactly when I saw it. Maybe they didn't even throw it to second base, and the guy kept going. Like he thought about going to second base, then threw it to first. I don't know. I've definitely seen it happen this year.
Yes, no, I have as well. I guess you just can't enforce it unless someone's safe, but I don't know. It'll be in a breakdown soon, I'm sure.
Okay.
Trev, a great one. I'm going a little bigger picture, and it's with the people. Well, I was gonna say the people, Trev. I'll go even wider with it. Fuck it. It's 10:37 on the East Coast. Again, shout out to you, Trev. You missed some family stuff. You're one of the number one family guys I know. Me and Rob have been at it for about 15 hours at this point, and my eyes are starting to shoot the opposite directions. I can't even talk. I'm bending the knee. Trev, unfortunately, a lot of these episodes, we end up in Game of Thrones or we end up in Lord of the Rings. And I think for 1% of the audience, they think it's so sick. And I think 99% is like, what? Who are these losers? Why do I listen to this? And if you do listen, thank you so much. Subscribe, comment, all that. Every little thing helps. And we thank you guys. Trev, I've struggled with the fan base. You've struggled with the fan base. You called them dead. And then they went on one of their best runs of recent history. I asked them to do one thing different in the past couple years, and they've kind of been doing it. The Seattle Mariners can hit a little bit now. They've always been able to pitch. They just got Kirby back. Rob, I wish I told you earlier because I mentioned it on the way through. There was a couple Luis Castillo sinkers against the White Sox that aren't hittable pitches. Like, Trev, I know everyone at the major league level is really damn good. And if you see a pitch enough, you can hit it. I get all that. What Luis Castillo was throwing to the White Sox this week was not a hittable pitch. And he's become an afterthought. We traded him for Tristan Casas this offseason. Trev, this is partially a compliment to Seattle, and I'll get there. I guess the backhanded part of this is I like the Texas Rangers after watching them for 3 games this week. Holy smokes. They got to kill an animal or they got to do some team bonding thing. Like they got to go out to the club. I don't know what they got to do, but they can't hit. And they haven't been able to hit. Their offense is ranked with the worst teams in baseball. So that's got to change for me to think something different. The Houston Astros. I've got more respect for the uni than I do, I think, the actual club at this point. Like we've talked about, they have some upside and some things that can happen. Dude, if Ronel Blanco goes down, like he's a guy that they need to be one of the horses for them. And a right forearm and getting a second look, that's usually a bad sign. I think I'm in on the Mariners for the West. They've been on me. I've fought it for a little bit. I'm just going to put my chips in. I don't know if they've worn me down. I don't know if I just actually believe it this time. I'm going in. Why not feel it? Seattle, I'm with you. And Trev, I've got one lame thing that I think you're gonna love.
Okay.
Cal Raleigh. When you mentioned catchers, I think he's become the 1-1.
He's 1-1.
He's
got a platy glove.
It was him and William Contreras. I think the way that Cal Raleigh is playing this year, he is currently the 1-1 catcher. I love me a catcher. Everyone loves them a catcher. That's the secret. Randy Arozarena. They traded for him last year. The best to ever do it. The first ever postseason hero before being like a regular season hero. And his numbers in Seattle last year were actually sneaky good. It just kind of was what it was. Trev, this is lame old baseball talk. I think they're two of the most clutch dudes in the game. And in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning, they're going to come up. And you got to get them out. And I don't know if you're gonna. So I'm selling a little bit of Ranger stock. I'm selling a little bit of Houston stock. Seattle, let's do this dance. I'm in.
Wait, hold on. You're selling low and buying high.
Yes.
That's bad investing.
Yes.
But sometimes you just gotta get rid of some of the bad stuff. I agree. Look, I picked the Mariners to win the division. Cal Raleigh is the 1-1 catcher right now. I don't think there's any doubt about it. He leads the American League, or tied for the lead in home runs, I believe, 16. Even with Polanco's tough stretch, he still has a 942 OPS. Dylan Moore has been really, really good for them. They're getting a better early season performance out of Julio Rodriguez, and I think he gets unfairly judged by me for sure. I've unfairly judged him from time to time, but he is he's 24 years old, Jake.
Right.
And he plays great defense. And we talk about PCA having this floor. Julio Rodriguez has a floor, a very, very high floor. And then you mentioned Randy Arozarena, what he's done. JP Crawford's hit. Even Rowdy Tellez has had some really good games for them. So like they're getting a little deeper. They're not striking out as much. They're doing the things they need to do. So yeah, I'm in. And they haven't been at full health with their pitching staff either, which we know has been their calling card for the last couple of years. And your guy, Senor Smoke, still has not allowed a freaking run at the back end of the bullpen. That helps a lot too.
Because he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to. The Julio point is the only thing I missed. He's done it pretty much every year that he's kicked into gear later, and he's been good. We know what Julio can be. He's been good. If every other season is a sign what's going to come for him the rest of the way, he could enter the MVP chat. And if they get that, like, we're doing all this Yankees Tigers stuff. God, if that team wins 95 games and they head to the postseason with what their rotation could be, I mean, them versus the Tigers or the Yankees or whoever else happens, why not? So Seattle, I'm ready to do the thing. Let's go nuts.
If the offense keeps up, the starting pitching will be there. If they can pair maybe a one or like get another like really good high leverage reliever at the end of the game.
Well, hey, not to try to recruit my guy, the Jambino, on my side, but if that full rotation could make it healthy to the bullpen, or to the playoffs, you kick one of those guys out to the bullpen, and now we've got that 2-3 inning swing weapon. Like it's part of the recipe. Get me there, Seattle. I'm ready to do the ride. Let's have fun.
You're ready to go to sleep.
Big time. I am Swiss cheese. Thank you to everyone. We will be back Tuesday. We're taking Memorial Day. Look at us. So thank you guys. Enjoy the weekend. Go baseball.
I think we're going Wednesday, Jake.
Okay, even better.
Next week, Wednesday, Friday for us guys.
I'm literally just holding my body up with one of Jess's makeup mirrors right now. Otherwise, I'd be over.
Sick shirt, bro.
I know. Booney hates it. The Boone Bowl this weekend. Aaron and Brett.